So
Boom!
boom.
Well, you're gonna have to spend something. You're either gonna spend sweat, time, or money. Right? Those are your three things.
What they can do with the resources that they have at first.
How have you been able to talk to agents that were in that first mindset and move them along and show them and have them have success after that?
Well, I think a bit of it's building up the trust and what they can do with the resources that they have at first. I mean, if people don't have a budget of money to spend, they don't have a budget of money to spend. Now, I know, hey, if really you'll find it if it's that important to you, you'll rack up the credit card and you'll pay off the credit card after investing. I know Craig kind of talked about that initially when he was getting going, and that's taking the risk in it to get the biscuit, right? You're putting in the investment,
I always do that.
You're going for it. And you'll get it done too. When you have that sitting out there on the card, you're like, you know what? I'm getting this thing done because I got that out there that I got to get paid off. And ultimately I got into this to make money, not have additional debt. But when I'm talking to them, agents come all the time. Like, I don't have a budget, I don't have, money to purchase leads. And it's like, okay, well, let's look at what you're currently doing. Do you have stuff coming in for strategic referral partners? And then do you have stuff coming in off your social media? They're like, normally, like, no, I call family and friends and I go knock doors or wherever, or I, pull out a phone book and I call numbers. I was like, okay, well, there's ways to generate, free in exchange of your time leads off of social media and spending the time on those relationships or even networking and stuff. And then, as you get additional budget, you can now exchange that money for that time, and you can now start working leads or generating your own leads. And so it's really meeting them where they're at and helping them kind of achieve a level of success, and then helping them scale that from there. So if they don't have the budget to kind of really start working the stuff, then we'll work with them where they're at and then get them to that point. Like with the Closers Click or ever, when we had people come in, we had first questions are always like, hey, I need a good lead vendor, I need a good lead source because I want to grow and scale my business. And I say, well, wait a sec, well, how much do you have coming in off your social media and referral relationships? That should still keep you pretty busy in the meantime. And they're like, oh, I don't have much. Well, let's start there first and really optimize that so you've got a consistent flow there that you can then supplement with leads and then scale from there with leads. If you don't have that stuff, then that's the easy stuff. Get that stuff rolling, and then you can go scale with leads. But if you don't have that, then that's like the stuff you can generate without having to drop a boatload of money. So
right. Well, you're gonna have to spend something. You're either gonna spend sweat, time, or money. Right. Those are your three things. And sweat and time is usually somehow related, but it's going to be a mixture, right, for the most part, right?
Which is why I've never understood why agents, view the leads they get as free. They've never spent money on leads, but they'll go spend 8 hours at networking events hoping to bring some leads, through. Those are the most expensive leads you've ever bought, because when you look at your, how much your time is worth. Like if I was working leads and I was selling, I'm actually would make, 250, 500 an hour, if I'm spending all my time selling or whatever. But if I'm going networking events and spending 8 hours to get one prospect that maybe I'll sell, well, now your leads, your cost per lead at that point is in the thousands. So, people just don't value their time and realize that their time's worth money.
And then that cost per sale is probably triple that or quadruple that because you have 25% closing. So it's amazing. And different people, different coaches over time have kind of painted that picture. For me, I mean, there's been aha moments where it's like, oh, really it's tremendous unlocking that time because you can put yourself so far ahead, right? So you may spend 20 grand on leads this month or whatever, some budget, but you're saving all that time going to those network, doing all the hard stuff, like knocking on doors and doing tents at shows and
And I think a lot of people don't realize the speed too. Speed comes into play because that is time. So if you can do 10 years within 1 year, you just saved 9 years of time, even if it did cost more money. Now you're in a position where you're going to be reaping the reward faster and living that life that you wanted to. Hold up.